I am Esther, once known as Hadassah, a Jewish orphan who became Queen of Persia. My story is one of faith, courage, and God's unfailing love. In the opulent palace of Susa, I lived a life of luxury, but with a secret that weighed heavily on my heart. My people, the Jews, were exiles in this land, and I, by the guidance of my cousin Mordecai, kept my heritage hidden from all, even the king. But God had a greater purpose for me than I could have ever imagined. It began when Haman, the king's highest official, plotted to destroy all the Jews in the kingdom. Mordecai came to me, urging me to intercede with the king. But to approach him uninvited meant certain death unless he extended his golden scepter. I was torn between my duty to my people and my fear of death. For 3 days and nights I fasted and prayed. On the third day, I made my decision. With trembling hands but a steadfast heart, I prepared to face the king. As I entered the king's presence, time seemed to stand still. Would he extend his scepter or order my execution? By God's grace, the king welcomed me, and so began a chain of events that would save my people from destruction. I invited the king and Haman to a banquet where I would reveal my true identity and plead for my people. At the banquet, I found courage in my faith. If I perish, I perish, I had told Mordecai. Now I stood ready to risk everything. I revealed to the king that I was a Jew and that Haman's decree would destroy me and my people. The king's fury at Haman's deceit was like a storm unleashed. Haman, who sought to destroy us, was himself destroyed. But the threat to my people remained. The king's first decree could not be revoked. Yet God's plan was greater than man's law. The king granted us the right to defend ourselves against our enemies. On the day appointed for our destruction, we instead found victory. Our mourning turned into joy, our fear into triumph. Mordecai, once scorned by Haman, became second only to the king in all of Persia. We established the Feast of Purim to commemorate our deliverance, a testament to God's faithfulness through generations. My journey from an orphan to a queen, from hiding in fear to standing in faith, shows that God can use anyone for his purpose. He placed me in the palace for such a time as this, to be an instrument of his deliverance. Remember, when faced with great challenges, it is not our own strength, but our faith in God that can change the course of history.